I feel like that right there is a good space. Whoa, why am I? Wait, why am I in my battleship? Wait. What the fuck? Wait, hold on. Is it gonna change? Why does it have me in my battlesuit? Wait, that's so weird. Oh, I know why. Hold on. I just realized. Wait a minute. Okay, hold on. I thought I did everything right on the TikTok side. Oh, I did. I didn't change the image. I didn't change the image, so I gotta do that. And there we go. Right, give me a second. Yo, Blackstar, yo, what is good, man? How are you doing? Give me a second, as I thought I had set up everything, but I did not. But I hope you're doing good, man. I've seen you on the TikTok sides and your videos as another. It's always nice to meet another VTuber, anime content creator. There's not many of us, man. I realize that. There's a lot of us who watch, but there's not many of us who like consume. So it's really cool to know that there's others that exist. Yeah. Oh, hold on. Give me a second of mine. There we go. All right, cool. Do that transition properly. Hey, Frosty, how are you doing? I will let you know, Frosty, if on the TikTok sites, if you are looking for a FNAF stream, a Friday Night Funkin' stream, we are not doing that now, but I will be doing it later in the day. I am going to be doing a Friday Night Funkin' stream tonight, at like 5 p.m. PST. So if you can stay around for the chats, of course, but if you want a good little anime recommendation, let me know. I'm doing good. That's good. That's good, Black Star. I'm happy that you're doing good, man. All right, let's get this show on the road. Hello, everybody on Twitch, TikTok, Kick, Facebook, and people on the VODs and the YouTubes. Welcome. My name is Music Kurosaki, and I am here to talk to y'all about this week's manga review, as this show is also called Manga Weekly, also known as the Manga Cavalcade, brought to you by the wonderful, lovely people over at Infinity Cast. Give those people much love at infinitycast.net. No, infinitycast.uk. Those are the people that help put on this show. They host me on their website. I sometimes have to write for them. It's all great. I didn't mean to burp during that. That was a little silly. But today we're going to be talking about Shiba Inu. It's the anime that I have been reading this week, and it's been a fun read, you guys. It has been a really, really fun read. This has been in like my recommended for a little bit while now, or like I've saved it because I was like, oh, you know, cute dog and like with like girl. I thought it was going to be something of like, you know, I didn't think it was going to be much. I thought it was just going to be a cute little story about a dog and a girl doing like a bunch of stuff. But that's actually not the case at all. So, for anyone who wants to know, actually, we're going to do this properly. Let me go ahead and see if I can shout out the creator real quick. Who is the creator of Shiba Inu? I should have looked this up before because I'm trying to be more professional. Ezu Omori. She is. She is. Okay, I assumed it was a she for some reason, but Ezu Omori has been the creator of Shiba Inu Rooms. They've been uploading to the Weekly Shonen Jump. Weirdly enough, usually when I do a lot of these manga reviews, something that I found interesting in some of the mangas on the Shonen Jump app do have this, but also don't have this. The Shiba Inu Rooms doesn't have like proper volumes. Actually, hold on, let me check that, because The Weekly Shonen Jump, if you look at like Kagurabachi, Gachiakuta, Goku Rakukai, Kaiju number 8, all the big ones, they'll have like volumes that you can buy digitally, but they don't actually have them like prepared on the website. So that I actually found like somewhat kind of interesting over the fact that that wasn't the case. But let me go ahead and see. How many volumes are there for Shiba Inu Rooms? As of 2026, the ongoing manga series Shiba Inu Rooms by Ezra has been collected into 7 Tankobano. What are Tankobano volumes? The first 7 volumes are officially out in Japan, English edition, Viz Media, and Manga Plus, and other simultaneous digital English release translations and prints. Okay. So there are 7 volumes. I don't know. I would have to check to see how. I would actually have to check to see how many volumes are there proper in the Shiba Inu Rooms. But yeah, right now there's 7, so there's a lot of chapters, and as you can tell, there's very much a lot of chapters. But going into the actual story, when I went into this and I saw this, I thought it was going to be like, oh, girl gets dog, or like girl gets dog, or something simple. I thought this was going to be a somewhat simple slice of life story about a girl and dog that just does cute little things, all that stuff. I mean, you look at the picture. Look how cute that picture is. That's a cute ass fucking picture. I want to take that with one of my dogs. That's cute as shit. It's adorable. What I wasn't expecting is to actually get like really absorbed in my feels when it actually came to the manga and the story that it's trying to tell. Because our main character, which is the girl that you see here, Corey, she actually transferred to a different school by herself because of some prior instances that she had during school. So this adorable landlady goes up and was just like, hey, listen, just so you know, the apartment's haunted, so I'm renting them out for cheap so people could get it. And Corey's sitting there being like, actually, that's not too bad. I actually don't mind the fact that these like things are haunted or other stuff like that. Only to find out it's actually haunted by dogs. And because of that, she feels a little bit skeptical because the situation that she had at school was the fact that she's someone who is not afraid of many things. So she doesn't have like nothing really like scares her, which is very ironic going into the actual meat of like everything and going into the actual meat of how this works, because you sit there and you see that like, yeah, she's not afraid of anything, right? Like horror movies don't scare her, bugs don't scare her, frogs don't scare her, and nothing like super creepy doesn't scare her. She's very numb, and I think she has a nickname called like the numb horror girl or something like that. And so she's someone who is like, that's why she takes the haunted room in the first place, because she's just like, okay, well, the haunted rooms don't really like affect me that much, so I don't really see an issue of why I can't really go and do it. And to an extent, that does make sense. I get the logic, I get the through with all and wherewithal with all that. So I do understand the fact that is the reason, which just actually make a lot of sense for the most part. But because of the incident in school, there was an incident where she goes, a couple of girls dare her to go to this like abandoned like hospital, I think it was, and this isn't scary for her, but there's dogs that chase her, and so she runs out, going to try to warn people, hey, there are dogs here. We should probably go out of our way to get we should probably go out of our way to not deal with this. Or not deal with this, sorry. There are dogs that are coming out, and she's trying to warn them, like, hey, there are dogs coming, you need to get out of the way. And so, what happens is that she accidentally brings the dogs to the people. And so they end up getting attacked, their parents get mad, everyone gets, like, super weirded at her. And I just want to say that's kind of a load of bullshit if you ask me, because no fucking way in hell does that happen. You put this girl up to go to this abandoned like hospital, and you do all that, and you blame the girl. What is actually wrong with you at that point? Why would who would blame the girl? Maybe this is just a cultural thing, right? Because there's some things in Japan, man, that I sit there and I'm like, I would never let that happen, or that would be so ridiculous if that were to happen in some situations. But Japan does do a little fucky thing sometimes. So I wouldn't be necessarily surprised if that was the case, right? If something like that weird happened. But because of that, she decided to transfer schools, and to be fair, she's always kind of had that like not weird great feeling for the most part. And like to an extent, I could get it. I can understand. It probably sucks having to deal with all of that, with all like the students and the people and how that deals. So I kind of get why she might be a little more hesitant to actually want to try to deal with stuff like this. So I actually get it from her standpoint for the most part, which is why she transfers to this place and to the new school in order to like get away from anything, try to start fresh. Now, leads into why she doesn't want to live with the dog, because now she's sitting there being like, well, I tried to get away from the dog, and the dog I'm not really so sure about. But there's a neighbor called, I think his name either Shibai or Shiba. I forget who exactly was that like his name. It's funny because he also has just a bunch of different like dogs in his area, and he's just sitting there. He's like, "Oh, I got my nextie. This is gonna be so cool." Like blah 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 blah. And it is actually very adorable. It is very 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 adorable how it comes off like that. He's super excited, but she's just like, "Oh, I don't know if I want to take the room." But he actually sets up what I assume will be the eventual end of where this manga leads to. Is that, with the dogs, there's a weird balancing act that you have to do with them, where you don't want to love them too much and you don't want to love them like not enough. Obviously, you don't want to love them not enough because these apartments were actually built very recently, and they were built because apparently they were like part of a puppy mill, where if you know what a puppy mill is, puppy mills are not fucking great. They are not fun. They are terrible places. They fucking suck. They're not great. They're shitty. I need to close the window because there is the thing. There is there's. Hold on, give me a second. Okay, I think we're good. My apologies. I had to like stop for a split second because like there was sirens. But the apartments were built the apartments were built new because it was the puppy mill. So all the Shiba Inus that actually exist there are ghosts of Shiba Inus that passed away while being at the puppy mill. So all these puppies all the rooms, I assume, were all once the areas in which the puppy mills were, which is very very depressing when you think about it. It's very very sad, and so you want to give them love because obviously they were kind of put in positions where they weren't given much love in the first place, but also at the same time, if you give them too much love, then they have the potential to ascend. Because they're ghosts usually stay around because there's either something they want or there's some longing that they're looking for. So that's why ghosts stick around. Which is why Shibai is like, hey, don't pet them too much, don't do this, because if that happens, potentially we might end up, not putting these like, oh my god, my apologies. We might end up, I'm sorry. They're probably gone, but I just saw what someone joined in the chat, y'all on the TikTok side are fucking insane. Ghetto's grippy cum puppy. Oh my god. Oh my fucking god. Okay, that's sorry. I had to bring that up because that completely fucked with me so much. Like holy shit. Oh, also on TikTok side, I saw that Aether. I don't know why that didn't work. I didn't turn it off. So my alerts either might be delayed or they're not working. I don't know why. I don't know why that happened. I'm so sorry. Or maybe it might come in a little bit. Oh, I don't know. So we'll have to see. I'm taking that off. And Zeth, I see you, and Jay, I also see you. I see all y'all lovelies. I'm sorry. I have no idea why my sounds aren't working. I will fix that at some point. I apologize for that. I have no clue why the sounds are not working. So my bad for that, y'all. I'm sorry, y'all. I don't know why the sounds are not working. That's actually really shitty. But yes. So with the Shiba Inu rooms, they're all stuck to the rooms, and so, oh my god, what is her name? What is her name? Aether, don't do that. Don't do that, or I will demod you. Don't do that. I'm not stopping. I'm recording a podcast. I'm recording like an episode, dude. Aether, stop. I'm not joking with you. I need you to not fucking do that. Thank you. Jesus fucking Christ. Jesus Christ, dog. Okay, Jesus Christ. Where the fuck was I? Oh, right. So, oh my god, what is the main character's name? I literally said it and I forgot it. Jesus Christ. Corey, there we go. Or Momose. I'm not gonna say Momose because that confused her with Hayasa Momose from Danada, so we'll just call it Corey. But Corey, basically. Also, why was Onyx banned? Why was Onyx? Why was Onyx banned from the chat? That's so random. Okay, whatever. Fuck it. So Corey says, "Hey, maybe I can get rid of this dog if I go ahead and remove and like give it enough love. It'll ascend, and at that point, I'll have the room to myself at this cheap rate, and it'll be really, really nice." Which is upsetting, but I'm kind of at the same mentality as Corey. If you are going to take care of these dogs, surely they want to ascend so they can live at a better place. Now, I do get the landlady as well. It is, you want these dogs to live a good life, and like ascending, they don't know what the fuck they might be ascending to. But one, it's nice to know that in this world, dogs go to heaven. That's very nice. But also, two, that is a conflict of interest, right? Because like you want them to enjoy the life that they have, but they ascend, so they'll have to leave that life and maybe leave friends. Which we actually see the effects of that, like later, which is very very, very interesting. I assume this was like the author's way of making the very kind version of like a dog properly passing away is them there ascending and they're ghost dogs. So, you know, it's like the properties of an actual dog, but not really, which is also kind of crazy. And so Corey is trying to interact with this dog, trying to do the best they can, give him a bone, give him some treats, do something. And she's just like, I don't know what the fuck I need to do. And the dog at some point actually like bites at Corey. And so she's sitting there being like, I don't know what the fuck to do with this dog. I have no clue. I have no actual idea. And so after the landlady actually finds out that the dog bit Corey, she's just like, I can't put people in harm. I kind of have to do something about this. So let's call an exorcist to try to see if we can't at least exorcise the dog so Corey can have a proper living space. Exorcist comes over, cute as hell, by the way, and she actually goes to check out the Inu. And it's like, oh, that's a very cute dog, but it's not actually an evil presence. The evil presence is actually Corey. And we actually find out that because she's been so very doom and gloom for a very long time, we actually see the fact that Corey has had these weird stress snakes around her. And they've been coiling around her, they make her feel heavy. It's kind of the similar way how some people, when they feel depressed, they feel very, like, light. They feel very not great. They not feel very, like, good and whatever. So, it actually makes a lot of sense as to why that is the case. Why, you know, the Inu might not be fucking with Corey, because Corey technically had some sort of demon on her. Which is also funny, because the Exorcist asks, hey, so how are you able to get rid of 3 of the 5 snakeheads? Like, I got rid of the other 2, but you got rid of at least 3 of them. And she did that, and they're like, wait, what? I got rid of, like, 3 of the snakes? How is that possible? Only to find out, I think it was at her neck, her waist, and, like, somewhere in her hand. All the places that the Inu actually bit. And so Corey's like, oh, the Inu wasn't attacking me. It saw the, like, ghost snakes around me and saw that they were evil spirits. And so they were like, I'm not fucking with you. There's something weird about you. And so now that the snakes are gone, the dog actually becomes a lot nicer, actually leaves the room and stuff like that. And is actually starting to talk to Corey, which, yeah. They talk, which is very interesting. I found out very funny. Where it's like, oh yeah, you know, it's you're gonna join, it's gonna be good. It's like oh yeah, the dog's out, the dog's nice. The dog's talking, it's being nice. The dog's talking. Hold on, the dog's talking. And so that whole first chapter, we find out very very late that the dogs are actually just talking. Like they all talk. They all are able to talk. How they're able to learn, I don't know. But it ranges from like Shiba's 5 dogs, where they no. It ranges from like the landlady's dog, where it's very much just like, oh yeah, they only say like granny or mama. Like they're very childish in that way. To Shiba's 5 dogs, where they sound like little kids and stuff like that. To Corey's dog, which his name is Muchan, who is actually able to talk actually able to alliterate very well, to a future dog that we'll talk about down the road, who is the most eloquently fucking talking dog I've ever seen in my entire life. It's fucking insane how eloquent and fucking nice the dog talks. It's kind of baffling a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a little shocked by how well the dog talk. And so that's the whole first chapter. And so the next other chapters overlap basically Corey and Muchan living together. There are various situations where, you know, throughout their old chapters, we see them interact. They have some good times, they have some bad times. Some notable stories that I think are very good to bring up. God, I'm trying to remember all of them because I'm not gonna lie, I read a good amount of this, so I'm trying to remember all the stories. There's one where Corey actually goes out of her way to try to give Muchan some good food and some decent stuff, and actually trying to figure out what she likes. The very beginning, she's still trying to make him ascend, and so she's sitting there being like, okay, what do I do? I gotta sit there, I gotta figure out what he likes, I gotta figure out how to do it. And Muchan now, he's more talkative, he's more he's actually want to interact, and so he's just like, hey, how about you go ahead, please throw ass when I follow? Okay, I don't know. I'm so sorry. Someone on the TikTok site just followed that said, throw ass when I follow. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know how you want me to throw ass. I don't know how you want me to throw ass. I could... Hold on. Hold on. I'm gonna see if my model moves. Oh, I opened both of them? Oh, I didn't know this. Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, that's interesting. That's very interesting, actually. Damn, I'm sorry. I don't know how to throw ass how I do it. I apologize. I wish I could. I wish I could throw ass. I'd be throwing ass on this fucking whole thing for you. I can't throw ass right now. I don't have a way to throw ass. But if I figure it out, I'll let you know though. I'll figure it out and I'll let you know and I'll throw ass just for you. I remember you. I remember you. What a crazy fucking side tangent. Jesus Christ. But yeah, you know, the next couple of chapters, she's trying to figure out like how to make him ascend, trying to do all these good things for him. But she's also like, you know, slowly growing on him. It's kind of one of those things where it's like, you know, she's actually like getting the presents and like having a presence at home feels nice and doing that stuff. And so she kind of sits there and realizes like, yeah, you know what? Maybe this isn't so bad. And also kind of realizes where it's like, well, I want him to ascend, but at the same time now, that kind of sucks to, you know, that kind of sucks to have him, you know, try to push it back that far, which, like, I get it. You don't want him to, and he seems very adorable. Also, I will say, Muchan can be a little brat sometimes, but, personally, I would love Muchan. I would love that little, like, shitty fucking Shiba Inu with the way he, like, acts and the way he just, like, does things. It's majorly adorable. It's super adorable. It's cute as fuck. Like, I would be the worst owner because I would spoil the fuck out of him. He's so adorable because, like, he's such a shithead sometimes, but anytime he's, like, so honest and earnest about everything he does, he just sits there, he's just like, I want to play, I want to do that, and when you give it to him, his eyes light up in the cutest fucking way, and I'm just like, God, I need you in my life. This right here, I want in my life. I could do so much with this dog right here, right now. It's such a cutie. It's a cutie patootie. I fucking love that dog so much. And Corey does too. Even though Corey fights it tooth and nail, wanting to go ahead and do this, do that. She just tries her best to just fight it beyond belief. But there are multiple situations where we see both of them interact, and Muchan can be a little bit of a brat and a little annoying, and so you see them like get close and stuff like that. Not in the way that they get close super fast, but obviously Muchan seems to still have some lack of understanding and some not great barriers, and Corey definitely has some barriers, which we'll get into. But over time, you do see them like slowly get together, slowly get close, and it even gets to a point where Corey starts like being like a little bad about certain things, like a little nervous about some things. Like there's times where she has to leave sometimes, and she sees that, you know, Muchan follows her to the door and wants to leave. Can't, but we'll get into that whole interesting aspect. But it sits there and it's just like, no, Muchan, like you can't really I can't really have you leave, buddy. You gotta kind of have to stay there and try to, you know, be a dog. But sometimes she's hurt by that. Sometimes she's hurt by the fact that she has to leave Muchan behind, and she'll sit there and be like, what is this sadness I'm feeling in my chest for this dog? I shouldn't feel any sadness, but I do, and it's weird, and I don't know if I like it. Also, give me a quick second on something. Okay, I'm so sorry. I have to use the bathroom. I will be back. Okay, I have returned. I have returned. So, Corey is trying not to get super close, and I get it. She still has her fears of wanting to try to make friends and do all that stuff, which we do see later on. I'll address at that one point. But one of the big overarching things is that we definitely see Corey and Muchan both get closer together, because something that I picked up in like the later chapters as well is that both Corey and Muchan are different, or like kind of kindred spirits kind of finding each other, because Muchan is someone who also felt like alone and probably felt abandoned. I mean, when you look at every other Shiba Inu room, right? There's Shiba's room, there's a landlord's room, and there's 3 other rooms that we like know about. In all 5 of those rooms, Shiba's room has multiple dogs. The landlady's room has like 5 dogs. I'm pretty sure. I don't think we've seen the one older dude's room, the bread maker's room, but we know he has multiple dogs. There's like a older woman who likes to drink. She has like 2 dogs of her own, and there's like a weird girl that wears a mask. She has 2 dogs in a room. So all the dogs, for the most part, have all had some sort of partner, some sort of like companion, right? But Muchan's room is the only one where he is the only dog, which is like very depressing, and he's probably been not around for a while. Which I do like what this manga does as well, where most mangas, if they have like a 8.1 or 8.5 chapter, usually that chapter is reserved for just like some special illustrations that will go into like the behinds of 8.5 or something like that. But what they do for this one is they use these chapters to actually give a little bit of insight into the past. And one of those, I think it was 8.1 or 8.5, where we see the landlady actually running out to a room to a different lady who really likes dogs. But she sees Muchan, and Muchan's like, you know, a little strong, comes off a little aggressive and stuff like that. And, you know, she doesn't like that. She's like, oh, he's gross and stuff like that. Muchan is just a very, very blunt person, like a very blunt dog. And so she's wearing strong perfume, and she's like, ugh, the perfume is gross. And so she gets offended, doesn't want to live there, that's very fickle. But the landlady obviously is trying to give this dog like a nice home, and even like makes like a silly face, which from what I remember was the same picture that Corey gave her in a previous statement to thank her for all like the stuff that she's been helping her out with. And so we see that like, yeah, Muchan has been alone for a very long time. And something that was actually very interesting about that last panel was Muchan was like, I hope I get a good owner soon. Which is like, oh, I felt that, and I'm just like, oh, he just wants to be loved. He just wants to be loved, god damn it, and no one's giving it to him. Which is very, very sad. Oh, I spilled water over myself. That's not bueno. But yeah, we see that all happening, and it's like, it's super sad. But it was like a match, kind of, no pun intended, but it was a match made in heaven. Where Corey, someone who has been, you know, alone and isolated for a long time, and Muchan, who's been alone and isolated for a long time, are both kind of working with each other, having like being quirky, being weird, but they have their own dynamic that works. And we see that from like, you know, Muchan worries about Corey in many situations, and Corey is a little bit worried about Muchan in certain situations. Despite the fact she acts like she doesn't care, when in reality we know for a fact she does in fact care. Another fun thing about these is all the other residents in the area, which I thought are all very, very cute. They're all very cute and quirky, which, if that was me, my God, I would love to live in this apartment. I think I just want to live wherever this is, with like a cute ghost dog, with other quirky people that also have cute ghost dogs that we can just chat about with cute ghost dogs. Like, that's just cool. I think I just want to live in an apartment that has dogs with weird people, weird nerdy people that also like dogs. So there's like Shibai, who honestly just acts like a dog himself, and is the next door roommate of Corey. He has like 5 dogs of his own. They're all super cute. They're all adorable little beans. And he's just the most airheaded but lovable tight like person. It's so cute. Then there's the landlady, who's obviously like the most normal out of the bunch, but is also the one that like she has the most experience. She's very much like, you know, the mother to everybody. At one point, Corey gets extremely sick, and through shenanigans, which we'll talk about later, the lady comes in to like help her, give her food. She has like a little tea time with her, and Shibai, who they have like conversations about their dogs and just update on stuff like that. So it's like very, very cute. Then with the other like members that we find out later on, there is a dude who's like, I love this archetype, just like the super aggressive but goofy type, where like they yell at everything, but they like mean super well. Oh my god! Think about the loudmouth dude who from Yu Yu Hakusho, kind of like those guys. The meatheads who like are loud and aggressive, but and like they have like a good heart behind them, and they have a good heart behind everything they do, which he does because he's like, oh hey, you're the girl that moved into room 101. How's it going? It's like, oh yeah, my name's da-da-da. It's like, that's wrong. You should never go ahead and share your name like that. You don't even know me. And it's like, you're aggressive, but there's a good heart behind that. I can sense that. I can sense that. A really cool quirk about him, or cute quirk about him, is the fact that he is apparently like a baker, and he's trying to learn how to bake or make these like weird inventions for baking. And so something that he does is that, like, you know, he makes a lot of bread and he gives it to people. And so we see that he's gifting the bread to Corey. And then one of the points, I forget why Corey slumped over, but Corey brings bread to Muchan as they're eating and they're disgusting. And there's a cute little panel of him just like eating the bread and stuff like that. And there's a cute moment where Corey is like slumped over. She's sad. I can't remember what she's sad about, but she was sad about something. And Muchan actually gives her the rest of the bread. And obviously she's not going to eat it. But it's a cute gesture where it's like, here you go. You can have the rest. It's like, wait, really? It's like, yeah, no, don't worry about it. And Corey's just like, wow, that is actually really nice, Muchan. Like, what a caring dog. And she eats the bread. It's terrible. Like, it's terrible. And she's like, wait. Did you give me the bread because it was terrible and you didn't want any? And he's like, I'm sleeping. Don't talk to me. It's like, oh my God. So that is funny. So he makes bad bread. And he gives her bread all the time, which she doesn't eat. Now, I will say, an idea he had that I thought was actually kind of cool is the fact that he made a bread, but he made the bread specifically with, like, dog material. Now, why would you give it to Corey? I have no fucking clue. But I don't know why, but that just made me sit down for a minute being like, you know what? The idea of like, someone making, like, a bread that's made for dogs, or a bakery that specializes in dogs, probably wouldn't be like super popular, but I could see it being very, very, like, people paying good money for that. It'd be niche, but I think you get enough dog lovers who care about their dog, and it would be kind of a cool novelty for them to actually, like, try to make that. I think it'd be like a cute little thing. I think it'd be very adorable. So then the next one is, oh my God, I forgot the lady, but she's someone who's like very eloquent talking. She looks like a businesswoman, and she lives, and the way they meet is Corey actually runs into her just randomly on the street. And so it seems like they're following each other, which I don't know why the lady didn't, like, you know, get some weird signs at first. I definitely fucking would have. But the cool thing about that is the fact that she also lives in the apartments. And so she goes, and her dogs I love, because there's one just big chubby dog, that learns, one big chubby dog that is constantly asking for food, and the other dog that talks in questions, and it's just the perfect fit for her. Also, she's the type that does like she's the older woman drink. Well, I say older woman. She's literally my age. She's like 28. So the older woman is, asterisk older woman, but she's 28. She's a businesswoman, but she's the type that like she'll sit down and she'll have like a good big hearty meal with like a couple of beers, and I'm just like, that's my type of woman. That is the type of woman I would love to come home to, or I would love her to come home to, and me and be a house husband and sit there. We could just share beers, have a good big ass meal, just be goofy with. Like that is my type of woman right there. I sat there and I'm like, I would actually give my all to have a woman like this in my life. That was just amazing to see. 100%. I saw that and I'm like, I need that. I need literally all of that. 100%. I need all of that. And then the final one, because we talked about Shibai, we talked about the landlady, we talked about Baker Man, we talked about businesswoman. Yes. So then the final one would be Weird Mask Girl, which we actually see her first appearance at the very end of, I think, chapter 4 or 5, where she appears walking past Corey. I forget in what situation, but she's taking out the trash and she's wearing like a dog mask, and it's like, okay, that's a little weird. I assume you're part of the apartments, but I want to know the context, which we finally do, because I think their first meeting comes when Muchan is watching the cartoon Goodies, which is a little YouTube cartoon thing where it's like two animal friends and they go on the little adventures and they do the thing where it's just like, oh, let's have an adventure, haha, type stuff, And so as they're watching that, Muchan gets scared of ghosts, and one of the sheets from room 202 falls down and gets caught on something. And so she's just like, oh, okay, let's go and talk to room 202, let them know that their sheet's gone. While Muchan is scared of ghosts, which I find very ironic that the ghost dog is afraid of ghosts, which I do not know if the ghost dog understands the fact that it's a ghost. I'm not 100% sure. It seems like there's a lot of things that the dogs are not aware of that if they actually knew would probably fuck them up a little bit, which, now that I think about it, okay, so something that just connected in my mind that I didn't think about but would actually make a lot of sense is the fact that the dogs that are ascending, right? It says that they want to give them too much love, but through Muchan's interactions, it seems like they realize that they might not be ghosts, which is also kind of crazy because they could do ghost-like things, and so like they would have to assume that they might know that they are ghosts. I'll come back to that. I'll come back to that at some point. But Corey goes up to talk with the girl in 202, and she opens the door and she sees that it's a mask. And at this point, it's not that weird. We've seen her at least once or twice before this. And so she goes in, and we see the elegant talking dog, which I thought the dog who was talking elegant was going to be this like snooty and snobby looking dog who was going to be like, oh yes, come in, hello, you peasant, please wipe your shoes and don't track your filth out there. No, the dog is actually quite of a sweetheart. Where she sits down being like, oh goodness me, please come in. Oh, thank you for taking care of my sister. We most adequately appreciate it. And like, the dog obviously it's weird. The little dog seems like she's the one in charge, but I don't think that's by the dog's choice. I think that's by the girl's choice. That's the big thing. Which apparently the choice for the mask was actually made by the girl, which is very interesting. But it kind of makes sense because there is another dog living there. Like I said, Muchan's the only one that is the only dog that's living in an apartment by themselves. And we see this big husky looking Shiba Inu. Like, it's a big, It's a big boy. Like you could use it as like a bed if you were small enough. Like if you had like a child could use that as a bed. Like a toddler could use that dog as a bed. It's fluffy. I saw that and I just stared at that for like a good 5 minutes because I'm just like I want that dog. I want that big fluffy dog. I want that dog to be able to climb up and use me as a lap rest. I need that dog. That dog is big and cute. Like, I was like, God, this dog is adorable, and this dog is big. And I like big fluffy dogs. I like big floofy dogs. I want a big floofy dog. Okay, beside the point. This dog, I don't know why I remember this name. I don't, like, okay, to be fair, the rest of the other dogs' names aren't bad, like Snowball and Midnight and all that stuff. I don't know why I remember Hikari. That big dog's name is Hikari. Maybe it's just because its design is cute and I like the idea of big dogs also makes me feel happy. So maybe that's the big reason why. But regardless of all that, the big thing with Hikari is Hikari constantly sits out in the closet because, for whatever trauma that dog went through, does not like humans. Which again, all of these dogs were in puppy mills, so I understand. I understand the fact that, dogs like Hikari and dogs like Muchan might not be too much of a fan when it comes to wanting to interact with humans so much. So I get it. I completely understand. But something kind of cute, actually, is the fact that when that girl initially moved into the room, she sat there and was like, hey, listen, if Hikari's upset, how about I wear a dog mask? Or I think the phrasing she used was like, the small dog was like, just so you know, Hikari is is afraid of humans, so let's just, like, be wary over the fact that, like, Hikari might not be the most interactive when it comes to dealing with humans. And so the girl was just like, okay, well, what if I stop being human? In the sense of her wearing the mask, which is why she has the girl wear the mask, so that, so Hikari can feel a bit more comfortable when it comes to actually interacting with Hikari can feel more comfortable interacting with humans. This is, weirdly enough, actually helped a bit, because before, Hikari would just never actually peek her head out. But now that if someone comes over, even if it's a stranger human, Hikari would actually open the door, peer their head out, and actually, stick it out a little bit. Which is actually, it's progress, which, to be fair, from not wanting to interact with humans in general to at least being willing to acknowledge and even be seen by humans and being curious about humans is actually, a decent amount of progress. Now, that does bring up the question of whether or not that will backfire for Hikari and the dog. That's interesting. That it is interesting because it is one of those exposure therapy things where it's slowly by progress. Like, obviously they are not like dogs, but they have face of dogs, so Hikari can at least get used to the idea that, like, whatever this non-human figure, like other non-dog human figures can be nice, but at the same time it's still reinforcing the fact that they are not humans. So wherever it goes, like, I get it, but it's also very nice. But we actually find out as well that oh my god, I forget her name too. I'm remembering it because they actually have it written down and they actually have it, like, said on the thing. But that girl that lives with those Shiba Inus is actually the creator of Goodies, the character that Muchan, the cartoon that Muchan has actually been doing. And Corey actually explains, like, hey, like, my dog has been kind of afraid of ghosts ever since, like, they watched the episode. And she's just like, oh, well, if that's the case, just finish the episode. He'll feel better after that. Which, the whole thing is, like, they're afraid of ghosts, but the ghost is afraid of the dark, and they're also afraid of the dark. So they're like, hey, ghosts, you want to be friends? Then we can fight this darkness together. And they actually go and do that, which is very, very cute and very, very nice. I like that. That was an adorable ending. And that's kind of, like, where I stopped at a point. But there is also other things to talk about, like Corey's whole past, which I also find very, very interesting. Because Corey's whole past and why she, like, moved there in the first place is very interesting. And weirdly enough, I feel like most of the bullshit kind of lies on her mother. Because if we're going to take Corey's entire backstory from when she was a child to now, right? Corey has been someone who's been very numb to just scary and kind of just in general icky things. Like I said, she's not afraid of bugs, she's not afraid of frogs, she's not afraid of snakes, she's not afraid of horror or ghosts or anything like that. So, you know, that has made her an outcast for many people because she can interact with these things and she doesn't give the normal reaction that most people will give, so people look at her as weird. We actually get a panel later on with her dad talking with her, and she actually brings like a really heavy question that kids have, which, by the way, I just need to go on this tangent a little bit. I would like to see this more of like kids actually asking kind of heavy questions, because I feel like for a lot of people, they give off the idea of just like, oh, you know, kids are dumb, kids are stupid, like kids are like whatever, bro. But people do actually forget that, like, yes, kids overall are not smart, like overall compared to like how we are in terms of like processing information and life stuff, but like they don't have the filter, which means like they'll ask the questions that many people socially would not be okay to answer, and at the very least you need to tell them why that might not be okay to ask, but at the same time you shouldn't push those away, or that should be more represented in certain media of like kids asking like heavier questions, because sometimes they will do that. And I think a good example right here is Corey at a young age asking that, like, or talking about how the fact like she feels like she does not want to, she doesn't feel like she should be existing, which is like, you know, to a kid that doesn't seem like much. And they don't mean like, oh, you know, I should just die. Like we, like us as adults, how we would manage to ask that at like a heavier age, or how we process that information, or how we ask that question at a heavier age. But they're more feeling in the sense of just like, you know, I feel like I shouldn't be like around people, or, you know, I shouldn't feel like what I am is wrong or something like that. And it's, you know, it's heavy questions, but I think the dad actually handles that pretty well as he goes, and he says like, it's like, yeah, you can say that, but also remember that like there's a lot of good things about you that do matter and that you should be good at. Like, you're good at math, you're good at making you're good at doing like needling projects, you're good at being yourself, you're good at like all these other things. And I think that's really important to enforce the fact that like remembering that kids ask that, but also remembering that kids are sensitive and that they should be handled with not somewhat with kid gloves, but like when they ask questions like that, they should be addressed in the way that I think that this father did. Because you can obviously care. You can obviously see that the father does care. Unlike the fucking mother, who in multiple scenes now has shown this weird thing of like, I don't think the mother, and I have dealt with this in my own familial life before, but there seems to be this thing as well, where there are some parents or there are some family members where they do mean good in heart. I genuinely do think that this mother does care. And I think, and what I hope to get from like, and what I do hope to get from this mother is the fact that they will be able to talk and like, you know, realize, like the mother realizing that, the mother realizing the fact that like she hasn't been the best to her daughter, but also at the same time the mother realizing the fact that like, hey, maybe I should probably not save these things and not do that. But also Corey understanding that her mother does in fact love her, and that her mother does in fact care for her, and that her mother does actually matter in these types of situations. Like her mother means the best, but she's saying it in a way that might be very inconsiderate to the way Corey might be processing those feelings. Because with the interaction that we have seen with Corey and her mother is very much the type of person that will go off and be like, you know, she's worried about her, she wants to be safe, she doesn't want her to be like treated badly, but she'll say these like really weird and kind of not super weird, but kind of just like messed up, not great things, where she sits there and she's just like, God, she's so weird. Why is she doing that? She's gonna be ostracized. She's not gonna make friends. She's like being a weirdo about it. Like blah blah blah. kind of reiterating all the things that she's hearing in school. Oh, wow, Corey doesn't want to tell her mother that she's been alone or she's been feeling this way or she's been feeling this type of stuff because, well, you don't want to tell your mother that. You don't want to tell your mother you've been not like you don't want to confirm those bad things that your mother's been thinking, because if you do that, well, that just kind of reinforces the not great stuff, which is kind of shitty in a sense. And I kind of get it. I kind of get. Oh, my model has not been moving. Goddamn, my model has not been moving this entire time on the TikTok side. I'm sorry on you guys at TikTok. I thought that you guys were moving. I thought I was moving. It's not. Hopefully the audio was at least, active. Kind of makes sense why that thing was not there, though. It's an hour, so fuck. But yeah, like I do get where the mother is coming from, and I think the mother more is just like, hey, you should be aware of these things. Like, the dad is the side of, like, make sure to, like, like, you are who you are. It's good for who you are. Make sure to embrace that side and to love your side. And the mother is the side of more of the realistic of, like, hey, just remember that there are people that might not think like you or might not feel like you, so be considerate of those feelings. I think that's a good dynamic to have, but the dad is the dad, and the mother is just like, my God, why can't you be normal? Like, it's not in the sense of, like, what the fuck is wrong with you, but more in the sense of like, you should act normal, that way you can have a normal life. Honestly, the best example I could give, weirdly enough, if you want a Western example of this for recent memory, is the mother from Malcolm in the Middle. I think she's somebody who very much loves her kids, but also at the same time is definitely like, God damn it, why can't you be normal? Now, the shitheads, all four sons are kind of shitheads and are not like Corey. Like, Corey overall is a good kid. The kids in Malcolm in the Middle are not good kids. Like, by all means. Even Malcolm, who is the best out of the four, is 100% a shithead half the time as well. He's too smart for his own good sometimes. But at the same time, I do think the mothers can be comparable in the sense of like, oh, they might not say the right things and they might come off as like kind of heartless, but they would care. It would be different if, like, she was a little bit more aggressive. If she, like, didn't call or made her feel bad. This feels like more of a worrying situation. More of like a, hey, I, like, remember to call me, I'm worried. Kind of like a helicopter mom where, like, helicopter moms, they do try to care and they do try to love. It's just kind of one of those situations where it's just like, it sometimes can be a much and you might just say the wrong things. But what else is there? Oh, so then there's the other thing I also want to address when it comes to talking about this manga and the insanity with it. Sorry, talking a lot makes me want to drink a lot of water. I'm got coffee. But a big part of this as well is kind of the progression that we're getting at. So, like I said, Corey and Moo-chan have been getting closer and closer. And so, there's little stories of them getting close, having stories, doing all that stuff. And so, the point where I realized, oh, this manga is going to go into a very weird but also interesting direction is the fact that Moo-chan is able to leave the apartment, and that has become an interesting aspect to the story, which I love. I very much love the fact that is the case, because the thing is, so we're building up to like Corey being able to go to school, and that whole build up is very scary. Corey's very worried. She's like, I don't know how to feel compared to everything. And I will say, the school that we do see her go to does seem very different from like a normal traditional school, because it seems like many other people are like off on different days, and she has different days off than other students. So it seems kind of like a very different and interesting school. But she's like very nervous, and even Moo-chan recognizes this, and he's like, you're kind of acting a bit weird today, which is also funny because since he's been watching a lot of YouTube, and he even says it, he's like, why are you kind of acting like a dumbass? And Corey's like, where did you learn that? And he's just like, YouTube. It's like, well, okay, yeah, that's my fault. And you know what? Unfortunately, that is the case. Like, it's just like, yep, that tracks. But Corey brings up the fact that, like, school's coming up and she feels real anxious, but she'll be fine for the most part. She'll be good for the most part. And so we see the fact that, she's getting nervous, she's shaking and all that stuff. And I forget if she has like a dream or if it's something, but Muchan actually sees that Corey is like crying in her sleep. And she's crying, she's shaking, and Muchan's worried. Which the entire time, again, Muchan is such an adorable being. Obviously, he comes off as like angry and anxious, but he obviously cares very, very much for Corey, and Corey very much cares for Muchan. Like, we see Corey setting up like video chats for him to talk to the other dogs, and Muchan actually, like, wherever Corey acts weird, he notices, and it's just like, no, you're acting weird. What's going on? And like very blunt. I think that's where the bluntness comes from. The bluntness like very much thrives, because when Corey tries to like hide her feelings, a mono person would like not push that much, but Muchan, being a dog, and being a very unaware dog, is just very blunt and makes her like address it then and there, which I think is very healthy for her. It's very good that someone like Muchan is like in her life, as you can see like the progress actually growing from all of that. But Muchan does actually sit there as she's getting ready the next day, and it's like, no, I'm gonna go with you. I'm gonna go to school. And he's like, no, you can't go to school. It's like, no, I'm going to go to school with you. You're obviously worried and you're obviously nervous. And again, Corey's playing it off. She's like, I'm telling you, I'm not nervous. I'm not worried. I'm fine. And Muchan was like, oh yeah? You're not nervous? You're not worried? Okay then. Why the fuck were you saying that you were scared all night? She was like, wait. What do you mean? It's like, what do you mean by that? And she's like, no, you were scared. You said you were scared. You said all night that you're scared and that you're worried and that you were crying. And she's just like, oh, I didn't even realize how bad I was. And like, she admits it. She's just like, yeah, I'm scared because I'm scared of what I'll be. And I'm scared of what people might think of me and might think of who I am as a person and all that stuff. And Muchan gives the cutest. Again, it's those little things that like, oh, in a normal circumstance, I get it. It's so cute for him to be like, oh, you're so cute being able to ask those questions. Like, oh, that's just so adorable. Which I love. I love that dynamic of Muchan. But Muchan still wants to go and help her, and that's where I got a little bit of the hurt. And I thank God he's so dumb and so unaware, because Muchan, as he's trying to leave, hits the doorway and he's blocked. And he's confused. Which also kind of immediately nicked my theory on the fact that, like, it seemed like Muchan can do more than, like, most people. So it made me think, maybe Muchan's not a dog. Maybe it's just this random dog that just lives here. What's up, Toto? I see you, my boy. Apologies for no Friday Night Funkin' stream. But if you check back in around 5 p.m. PST, we will be doing a Friday Night Funkin' stream. And I will, once again, be taking requests. I just might have to do some stuff in order to take requests. I might be finished with a Discord today that people will be able to hop in and give their proper request for stuff. So that will be exciting. That will be very, very exciting. So yeah. So that made me sad, but thank God he's dumb because he doesn't really understand why. And so, Corey leaves and Corey's just like, okay, listen, I'll be back. Don't worry about it. I'll be fine. So, let's don't worry too much. And Muchan's like, all right, I'll make sure of it. Unfortunately, he gets angsty and it's like, nope, I need to be there with her. So he tries hard as hell. And now Corey's going through her day. It's something I also wanted to bring up when we got to this part. She's going through her normal day. She's being fine. And she actually comes across Thank you for the likes, Toto. I appreciate it. I see you giving that love, and I appreciate that shit tenfold, my guy. Um, but yeah, we see her. She's going through her day. She's trying like to go interact with people, and we actually see the fact that she actually has a conversation with someone. Now, my leading theory with this and with her talking with those people, or with her in a conversation, we don't see the actual face of the person, but my sneaking suspicion is the fact that that person is, in fact, what do you call it? What do we call it? I think that person is, Jesus Christ, I cannot remember the name. What the fuck is the name? Oh, the girl in the apartment that we see giving like the interaction, that's wearing the mask. I think it's Mask Girl. I think the person who Corey is talking to at school, I think is the Masked Girl. I think that she's having that conversation with her and like, you know, being more confident, and she might act like it might be like the Comey can't communicate situation, not to that nth degree, but in the situation that like she's able to talk with like at school she puts on a more confident face and stuff like that and does all those things, but at home she can act more real, she can act more natural, she can act like better when it comes to people. So I think that would be really cool to actually see. I think that would be awesome, and like to see them interaction that way they can have some more, that Corey can also have another person I feel like she could be a bit more interactive with in a sense. Also, I'm going to do something, and it's gonna be a bit weird. Actually no, it's fine. It's fine. I'll bite the bullet. I was gonna change my outfit, but I'll change my outfit when we switch over to talking about news. My phone is at 6%. Well, Toto, if your phone's at 6%, hold on. I appreciate the lights a lot, but charge your phone if you can. And if you can't charge your phone and you're outside, I would rather you save your battery for something important potentially. But I do appreciate the likes, but please save your battery, man. Like, genuinely, save your battery so you make sure that you're good and shit like that. So, Corey has a pretty good day at school. She has a good day at school. She's chilling. She's like, yeah, cool, everything's fine. But this is too peak. Well, damn, I appreciate that. I want you to be safe, but I'm not gonna lie. The praise does help. The praise does help. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. But seriously, if you actually are somewhere important, please save your battery. I want to make sure that you're safe. It's peak, but safety comes over being peak. BRB, no problem, my man. So, Corey has a good day at school. She actually comes. She's like, damn, like, I actually had like a good day at school. Like, it wasn't too crazy. And I was like, Muchan gave me his like thing to interact. Or gave me like, I was pretending to be Muchan. I should like get him a gift. I should be confident about how I feel. Like all that stuff. Like, okay, I believe myself. And so, as Corey goes home, we see her being greeted by Muchan, who is now outside of the apartment. Muchan, in some way, shape, or form, is now outside the apartment, and I'm freaking out. Corey's freaking out, and we're like, "Whoa, what the fuck?" Because that shouldn't have happened. Muchan should not be able to leave the apartment like that, but he did. And so, like, he's going around, he's, like, excited, he's like, oh, I'm out of the apartment, ends up going into Shibai's apartment with all the dogs, and he ends up destroying one of Snowy's toys, which is one of the cute little white Shibu that Ino has. No, that Snowy has. Oh, no, that Shiba has, yes. And so they get mad at him and being like, you're a bad dog, Muchan, you're a bad dog. And this actually hurts him. He's like, damn. I don't want to be bad. Fuck. And it actually, like, really hurts him. And I'm like, damn. That's fucking hurts him. God damn it. And so, like, Corey's trying to fix the doll and trying to figure out how he could leave. And so, but then we see that, it's like getting cold. I don't know what time of, like, year it is. But everyone's getting, like, cold. It's getting, like, cold and stuff like that. And, as like she was leaving for work, the dogs are all trying to cuddle up, and there seems to be like for like like Snowy's trying to do something and we don't see initially, and we see all the dogs like crying for help, being like, "Hey, no, that's not great. That's not good. Someone needs to go and like save the dog. Someone needs to go and like do something." And like, it's like Moo can hear it back. "What's good, my man? Glad to see you back. Thank you very much." And we see him like he's like, "Damn, I want to help, but they said I was a bad dog." Like, I think, "Hey, good morning." He's like, "Morning, Loki. Morning, Loki. I hope you're doing well, and I hope that you're doing good. I hope that you're chilling. I hope you're having a good day." And so Muchan's sitting there, and he's just like, "Damn, like, I want to be considered a good dog, but I don't know what I would do. Like, I don't know what I would, like, what would happen. Like, do they want me to help? Do they want help?" And he's just like, "No, that doesn't matter. I should go and I should help regardless." And so Snowy, I guess, is climbing a cabinet, and the dog ends up falling, but Muchan comes to actually save them. And it's cute, because the dogs, first of all, dogs have such short-term memory. It's actually funny. Literally just woke up. Jesus, just woke up, and you checking the channel? Dude, I appreciate the love. Charging my phone. Toto, good job. I'm glad you're charging your phone. Thank you for listening. I appreciate that. Well, Toto, shout out to Toto, shout out to Loki, love y'all, jeez, swear to God. So, yeah, Muchan goes into the apartment with his ability to now, like, walk through walls. Bruh, it's 9:35 a.m., LOL. Oh, well, I mean, I don't know, it's fair. Dude, I've been up since, like, 5 in the morning. Like, I don't know what you want. I've been up since 5 in the morning, so, like, I got most of my breakfast and other stuff done. I'm just kind of here chilling. But Muchan is... yeah, he phases through the walls and actually saves Snowy from actually getting, like, properly hurt. And again, the dog's memory is so fickle because they're just like, "Oh my God, Muchan's a great..." Well, to be fair, it's not fickle. It's saying that, like, "Oh no, Muchan's actually chill," and shit like that. But it's just like, "Oh my God, it's Muchan's like, he's a hero. He's great. He's awesome." I'm gonna say out loud, but I'm gonna play on VR. Hell yeah, man! You do that and do some cool shit on VR for me, man. When we get in face reveal, the face reveal is on my channel. Like, my face is out there already. Like, you could go ahead and look it up. Like, my face is not a secret. My face is 100% not a secret. I've only been doing Vtubing for, like, almost close to only, like, a year now. And this channel has, like, existed on TikTok. Yeah, it's on TikTok. To be fair, you know what it is? If you go on my channel and you click on popular videos, you'll most likely see my face. You will most likely see my face and see all of my TikToks that, like, have gotten traction. I promise you, at least 10 of those will have my actual face on it. I promise you. What was I saying? Oh, yes. And so, yeah, Muchan says Snowy. Everyone's excited, calling him, like, big brother and all that stuff like that. It's, like, the second one. Yeah, it's like, wait, what do you mean, like... Wait, what do you mean it's, like, the second one? What do you mean by that? Like, this model or my face? What you mean by that? What you mean by that? Oh. But, what was I talking about? Oh, yes. Muchan gets saved Snowy. Everyone is excited, and it's so cute. You see the little Shiba Inus, they're just being like, "Oh, Big Brother Moo saved Snowy. Big Brother Moo, we love Big Brother Moo. We love Big Brother Moo. Big Brother Moo's great." It's adorable. It's so adorable seeing all of them, man. It's fucking great. They're adorable as fuck. And so, you know, Muchan's happy now. He's just like, "Yeah, I'm a good dog." Oh, it's like the second one, your face. Oh, yeah. You can, like, it's gonna be the second one. You can easily find my face on TikTok. That's not even it's so, like, whatever. Not so whatever, but it's easy to find my face on TikTok. It's not a secret, I promise you. But yeah, like, and now he's, like, happy and stuff like that, and it's cool. And so, like, it's very interesting the direction that things are gonna go, because I think, like, the full leading theory for everything, I think, is the fact that Muchan is able to only phase through doors as long as he has the passion to do that. If that makes sense. Like an alt glizzy. Oh, like an alt grizzy. I thought that said alt glizzy. I was like, that's wild to say. Fucking alt glizzy. But no, you are right. It's like an alt grizzy. Yeah. Jesus fucking Christ. I'm a fucking idiot. Hold on. Give me a second to do something. There we go. Okay. And so, yeah, it seems like he can only phase through doors if he has, like, the confidence too, if you get what I mean. Like, he needs to have enough care and enough want to do that. Because we see him wanting to do that with Corey, being worried about her. We see him wanting to save Snowy and him having the passion to do that. And we see him doing that as well when Corey comes home after the end of the week and she's, like, exhausted and she has, like, a headache. And she's like, damn. And obviously, it doesn't seem like too much of an issue, but it's cute. Muchan, like, desperately wanting to save Corey and going to, like, every single room that we've seen so far and being like, and him being like, hey, do you have because she needs acetaminophen, and she's like, hey, do you have a water condiment? Hey, do you have a morphine? Hey, do you have acetaminophen? Hey, do you have acetaminophen? It's like, oh my god, this dog cannot pronounce acetaminophen. Oh my god, but it is adorable. At one point, he goes to, like, the baker guy, and he's like, hey, do you have a acetaminophen chain? He's like, oh, a metal chain? Yeah, I got you. It gives her, like, a metal chain, and after, like, the granny comes in to help, because the granny comes in and, like, tells her, like, hey, this is, like, a worrying thing. He, like, is like, oh, granny, help, and brought you food, and brought you medicine, and also, here's this a metal chain. This is what you asked for. It's like, that's not what I asked for. I also think, yes, at one point at the end of the chapter, Muchan previously daring that goes to, like, the business lady's room, and she's just like, do you have a steamed onion clams? It's like, oh, you mean steamed clams? Oh, she makes it, like, every time she's hungover, but we could ask her to, like, bring her some when she gets back. It's like, thank you, I appreciate it. And so, like, the end of the chapter is the business lady going to Corey's apartment and bringing steamed clams. It's like, why does she give me steamed clams? Which is very funny. But the big reason why I wanted to bring up that aspect is I'm very surprised that Muchan was able to leave, and it seems like he's able to do other things as well, which does make me think potentially, that he might be able to do other things and grow, like, stronger potentially, which also makes me think that maybe if Corey's in trouble at some point, he'll go looking for Corey, or if he goes to do something, he'll maybe go, oh, Lady Kriya! Oh my god, thank you for the love. Oh my god. You did not have to do that. I appreciate it though. I love the love. I love the love. I appreciate you. I give so much love. Thank you. I appreciate it. Also, I hope that you're doing well, and I hope that you're doing good. I give love. I listen. I don't think I deserve it that much, but I do appreciate it regardless. That does mean that I could potentially give it back and give some love as well, and give more, since I've also have other things, and I gotta catch you when you're streaming next time. I've been good, happy to see you. I'm at work, hiding in the bathroom from humans. I feel that though. I feel that so much. I'll give it Galaxy in like a couple months. No, you do not have to do that, Toto. I appreciate it, I love it, but you don't have to do it. I'm just honestly, I'm genuinely just happy people give a damn in general about wanting to hear me yap and wanting to hear me even fucking spit anything. Okay, Kriya. Oh my god, thank you for the love. I appreciate it. God damn, I appreciate the love a lot. Seriously. Oh my god, what was I even talking about? I got shouted with love. I got flustered and confused. Oh, yes. I wonder what they're going to do with that premise. I don't know if him being able to face through stuff is going to do something, or if it's going to lead to something. Or I don't know if this is part of his ascension as well, or something like that. I don't know what this is going to lead to, but it's going to lead to something. What that something is, I can't tell you. But overall, genuinely, if you love dogs and you love Shibas. I think this story is great for anybody who kind of just like needs the confidence to maybe just feel normal, or the confidence to just feel wanted. This story I resonate a lot because as someone who like I grew like again, I'm a nerdy and like I'm a fucking big nerdy weeaboo black guy. No, I'm not weeaboo, but I don't like using the term weeaboo because it makes me feel like there's like an extra layer to it. Thank you, Capybara. Have a good stream. I need to go interact. Go interact. It's important. Just like the manga that we're reading. It is good to interact with people, and you shouldn't be afraid to interact with people. And I also get that stuff is scary, but it is important to interact with people. Just like the manga we talk about. You know what? This manga would be good for you, Kriya. If you want like a little cute little read, go read this. It will make you feel good. It will make you feel fuzzy, and it will hopefully make you like want to potentially interact with people in the hopes that you get similar interactions like this. I promise you, it is so worth it, and I promise you, humans aren't that scary. They can be annoying, they can be a lot, they can be dumb, they can be annoying, and they can be frustrating, but they are lovable, just like you, and just like Toto, just like everyone else, just like Zeph, and just like Pope, just like Lukey and everyone else. They can be lovable. Stop it. No, I see you. Stop. Okay, we're good. But genuinely, this manga, I had a lot of fun with this manga. I have like the worlds and the rules that they put on the ghosts is also interesting, but also at the same time, it's just a nice comfort read. It does remind me that I just need to. There are other things away from the action, because I feel like we've read a lot of just like action-y things. Even the stuff like the Heroine and Demon Lord, it's not action, but it's like it has some action into it, and it's goofy and stuff like that in that regard. But there are nice stories like this that don't have action, that don't have all that great stuff, but they're still fun to read, and they're still fun to interact with. There is a couple of stories that I need to talk about, that I need to reread, because oh my god, are they a fucking lot, but I do want to read them at some point. But yeah, man, Shiba Inu rooms, if you have space for this in your reading catalog, please pick it up. It is so lovely. It is a fucking wonderful read. It is genuinely wonderful. It is genuinely cute. It is genuinely adorable. It is by no means a bad story. I would argue in the entire series that we've been doing this, obviously we can't, because I've reviewed Berserk up to a point, and Berserk is still my number one read. But in terms of it might be in there in the top 5. It definitely beats out like the Demon Lord and it definitely beats out the Demon Lord and the Hero. I would put this over Goku Rakukai. I'm not even joking. I would 100% put Shiba Inu's Room over Goku Rakukai. I put it over a lot of things, honestly. Like, this Shiba, it's just a nice comfort read. It's also nice for people who, like, if you ever felt, like, outcasted, or you felt like the weird kid, like, it's just really nice to be able to live vicariously through this story. It's super nice to live vicariously through Corey, and, like, her interactions with not just with the Shiba Inus, but with just the people there, who also seem like they're super quirky and super weird, but they've built like a sort of community that's like very healthy and very nice for each other. It's a genuinely lovely read. If you love dogs, this is good for you. If you like cute things, it's good for you. If this is like a wonderful little thing, it's genuinely good for you. I would 100% recommend this to many people. 100%. Without a doubt. Without a fucking doubt. But that is going to do it for this part of the segment and for this podcast. We will still be streaming, but for those people who may be watching the VOD, who may be here for the manga, thank you so much for checking it out. I do very much appreciate it, and I will hope to see you guys in the next video, in the next podcast. What will we talk about next week? I have no clue yet. I should probably make a schedule of things to actually talk about stuff properly. Actually, the start of the next podcast will actually be Pride Month. So, we should probably deep dive and take a little bit of a look into some like LGBT stories. And some really good ones too. That would be a good chance to do that. We'll probably go ahead and actually sit down and talk about some LGBT stories that I think will be fun. Those are going to be some fun, interesting little stories to read. But with that being said, thank you all for watching. I hope you appreciate it. And I'll catch you on the next one. Peace. Now, with that being said, I should have probably left that for a longer. Fuck, that's going to be so ass. That's going to be so ass to edit. Fuck. That's not that much space. But for the people on stream, as we are still streaming, we are not leaving. We are not leaving. We are still going to be here. But now we're going to talk about the newsy bits. Now, the Twitch side and the YouTubes and all the other streaming platforms will be able to see what I'm talking about in the news articles. The TikTok side, every time I brought up news articles, I immediately get my live banned. So, I'm still going to go live, but I need to figure out how the fuck I'm going to do that for a second. So I think the cheap way is just making myself full screen so I can talk. I think that's just the best way I'm going to be able to do that. So let's switch to the just chatting section. That way I can go and set up the TikTok stuff. Also, I need to fucking switch my outfit. At the very least, it's going to be hella weird, but just to save time so I'm not fucking up any inputs or anything. Oh, I see what happens. I opened 2 instances of VC Face. And so, I didn't close the other one. Oh, that makes a lot of... Okay, that actually makes a lot of sense. Okay. Hold on. We need to switch outfits. There we go. Alright. So, I need to bring up stuff because... Oh, boy. Boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Do we have so many new stuff to talk about. Which also makes me realize I gotta change... Newsy bits. Oh, hold on. Hold on. Bungie is on fire. Crunchyroll award winners. Is that how you spell award? Am I being dumb? Hello? Hey, Toto. Did you go somewhere, Toto? I didn't realize if you did. My bad if you did. Also, hold on. Give me a second. Why can I, like, not spell right now? No, it is right. Oh, okay. Oh, that's right. You were playing VR chat. My bad. My bad. I forget. I completely forgot. Oh, are you already done? Oh, I feel like that wasn't that long. Did I go for that long? Did I go for that long? Did I really go for that long? I did not realize you were gonna go for that long. Your VR was low. Oh, that makes sense. That makes sense. That makes sense. Oh shit. Well, fuck. How long does it take to charge? Because, like, depending on the VR stuff, it takes a while, right? Because I assume, like, the PlayStation VR probably takes, like, that long. But if you have, like, an Oculus or a Metaverse VR, that shit probably takes a while. I would assume that shit takes a while. Oh, no. I need my notes. I need my notes. Because we got a lot to talk about today. And I need to find out. Oh, actually, let me go into my bookmarks as well to make sure there's nothing that I want to be able to talk about. God. What did we talk about today on the news? Ooh. I could talk about the wrestling thing. I would have to find the article for that, though, initially. God, man. I'm trying to find out. See, I wish I cleared out. Okay, hold on. Like 1 hour. Oh, that's not bad at all. That's not bad at all. Okay, hold on. Let me go ahead and bring up my... Where is it? I think for now, I am only going to talk about... I think for now, I think I'm only going to talk about 2 things. But we'll see. We'll see depending on how long those things take. Hold on. Full Bungie breakdown. Bungie announces that Disney 2 will no longer get supported. Bungie announces significant layoffs of the company. I'm trying to remember, like, what exactly... Because, spoilers, I am going to be ranting my fucking heart out about everything Destiny, which is partly why I was not streaming for, like, a good while there. Because we all got blasted with some shitty information. When was that? When was that announcement? That way I can properly date when I need to look at stuff. Okay, well that doesn't help me. So any post, I think from the 21st to the 22nd. Oh, I didn't save all of them, huh? Oh, I should talk about that. Did I have that in my notes? Hold on. Oh yeah, I do. Okay. So I don't have too many non-saved things. That's at least good. Where are you? Where the hell are you? Oh, there you go. Okay. Okay. Wait, what the fuck? Gonna take the kids to the beach today if it's not too windy. Hell yeah! That'd be nice. How are beaches like in Alaska? That has to be some very interesting, like, area. Although I do always kind of assume that area is just kind of a frozen tundra all the time. But I know, like, for a good part of I know for like a good portion of it, it's probably not a frozen tundra. Actually, hold on. I also need to... Okay, that way I can know when motherfuckers... Oh, god damn it. Okay, at least it knows which one to connect to, which is good. All right. Hold on. Okay. And the works. Okay, hold on. I wonder if I can find like an article real quick that explains what I'm. Okay, so that's the Bloomberg article. Okay, well, this is probably going to be the best place to start for this conversation, for the most part. Hold on. And and more. We can update that. Meow. Anyways, hi. Hi, Asai. Jesus Christ, I forget how to say your name. But, in case you forget, yes, I do remember you. I remember your lovely face. I do remember you, and I remember that you were Meow, and I remember you. So, I want you to know, I have been paying attention. I'm trying my best to pay attention now, but just so you know, I do remember you. No, that's not how you say it. Like this, here, at me, I see. Wait, at my. Why can I not pronounce that? At M-I-C? I bet I see. Am I getting that right? No, I'm so. Jesus Christ, I am so sorry. I am fucking up beyond belief. Ignore at and M. Oh, I see. AC? I see? Ah, okay, so, okay. I see. Okay. I see. Yes, I see. Okay, cool. But yes, I do remember you, I see. I do remember who you are, and... No, the other way you said it. AC? Are you saying, is it the... Oh, AC. Okay, I see you, AC. I see you, AC. There we go. Yeah, I'm not stupid. I can pronounce things. I can pronounce things. Okay. Where is the gameplay? And I also need to open. Where are you? I need to open webcam folder. Open to the Chrome. Do that. Alright, cool. So, this has been on my mind for... Oh, hold on. I also need to fix the Twitch side. Because we don't need that image anymore, and I need to basically enlarge myself. That way you can see me, and that way I'm... There. That is probably going to have to be... That's probably going to have to be the way we just do it on... That's just going to be the way we do it on TikTok, unfortunately. Oh, is there a way that we can edit it on TikTok? Oh, I'm going to need to do that. Where the hell would I even begin to look on how to edit that for TikTok? TikTok, why are you so weird? Oh, live info. There we go. 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 Very good. News and stuff. Okay, cool. So it should be updated at some point, which is good. So now that everything's set up, now that we can officially talk about stuff, we can get onto the news portion of things. And I need to rant. I've been wanting to. I didn't want to immediately go to it because, honest to God, I just didn't want to jump super into it, right? But I need to talk about this. And I need to talk about the Bungie shit. Because the Bungie shit low-key pisses me off, actually. So, if you haven't heard, Bungie has recently announced that it is essentially stopping content updates for Destiny. Which means that we as people were not getting the DLCs that we're getting. We're not getting Shadow and Order. We're not getting any of that shit. We're not getting seasons anymore. We're not getting any of that shit. We are not getting any more. And I'm not gonna lie, I think I was on the Aztecross copium for a bit, where it was like, okay, they're not like they're essentially killing Destiny 2, putting it in the same state as Destiny 1 is, making it playable for the foreseeable future, but we're not getting any new content for it whatsoever. So, with that being said, I think us as a community, it sucks that would happen. And like, while part of me wanted to hop on the Aztecross copium, that we were going to potentially get a new, hopefully a D3 was in development, or D3 was in very, very early development, which would have taken years, which, as long as I knew that something was being made, that something, BRB, okay? Yeah, okay, no problem. Oh my god. Aussie. I keep saying Akai, my bad. Aussie, AC. Jesus Christ, I'm gonna have to remember that. But yes, AC. All right, I'll see how AC. But the fact that we're not getting a Destiny 3 and all that shit is very, very fucking upsetting to me. It is unfathomably fucking upsetting to no degree, and a big part of that is the fact that we just don't get. It's just over. It just feels done. Because so much information has also come up this weekend, which is also why I just wanted to hold off on saying anything. And just in case people go off being like, oh, like, Mise, why are you talking about this? You're mostly like an anime content creator. You're mostly like, you know, you talk about like manga and all that stuff. Like, where is this coming from? You guys have to. People who are watching this might question that. People might forget, or you're not around for it. When I first started streaming back in like 2022 and 2023, like before I paused on streaming, and like decided to like try to do other things and move to other things, like my main thing to stream was Destiny. I was mainly I was streaming Destiny with my friends. You could go on my Twitch right now, and you could still find clips of me and my friends. We're all, like, playing Destiny. We're doing all that stuff. And, like, hold on. I'm trying to find it on my desktop for some reason. And installed locally. Oh, okay. I have it on the installed because I uninstalled it because I was like, well, what the fuck? Admittedly, I have not played for, like, a year. How the fuck do I get rid of the installed locally? I'm trying to. I could just type it. There we go. Yes, but where is it? Hold on. I gotta go ahead and switch it real quick. Where is it? Where is it? Oh, Jesus Christ! Am I not able to show it? Am I not really able to show it? Does it not come up as a thing? Okay, well, I'll probably have to find a different way. Wait. I swear to God, if it actually shows up as that, that'd be... There's no way, right? Oh, it does. That's funny. Does it actually work like that? Okay, well, okay. For some reason, that's not doing it. But I do have a lot of hours in Steam. Like, how many... Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, where is it? It literally just got off of it. Oh, yeah. I have 3,000 hours on Destiny. Now, admittedly, I have fallen asleep and left the game AFK because I've done that. So, I did look up it, like 3,000 hours. Roughly, it says I have around like 1,400 or like close to like a little over like 1,100. It's between there. But like, I'm not just some like Joe Smo random, oh, I played for a little bit of Destiny at time to time. Like, thank you for the likes on the TikTok side. I appreciate it. But I'm not just some random Joe Schmo who just went and it's like, oh yeah, I played like Destiny here and there. Like, bro, no, I've been around. I've been around since at least Taken King. I'm not like no alpha player. I'm not Vanilla 1, but I've been around since Taken King. I like experienced the loot caves. I was there when the whole like crafting glitch was around. I was there when shaders back in D2 were consumables and people were complaining about that. At least that was the fucking main fucking thing for me. I was around when double primaries were like the meta. So like I've been around the block when it comes to Destiny. So like I have been invested. Destiny has been in my life since I graduated high school. Like a few months after. Like dead ass. It has been around for that long. So it is kind of wild to see this all come to an end. And I'm glad I didn't stream before because I was just very heated and I was very mad. Not because it was ending. Because I think if you were around and you were around during like the final shape, I think a lot of us were kind of accepting that like when it came to like the final shape stuff, it just kind of, it felt like the end. It felt like the end. We got Cade his perfect send-off. The story wrapped up as messily told as it fucking was. Like, lore-wise, holy shit. But we got to the end. We kind of explained all that stuff. We did all that good shit. We explained everything. So, like, the final shape felt like that good send-off. And I think a lot of us were expecting that maybe something would come after it, right? And so then we got, like, Edge of Fate, and then we got Renegades, and, well, we know how people felt about Renegades. I felt somewhat excitement for stuff like the Edge of Fate. Because the two things that I was wanting to stick around for, it's like, okay, the only way you could come back and make me come back as a player, story-wise, was either you make a story about the 9, or you make a story involving, like, the war cult or something like that. Or, like, going into, like further outer space and stuff like that. Something exploring, something different, right? Now, luckily, we got literally a story about the 9, which is like, damn, they're doing the story about the 9. The 9 is one of my most, like, interesting parts, because that's such a, like, a thing that exists that is mysterious. Like, the 9 have been such a, not like background, but they've been such like a weird like focal point, but also not. So like there was a lot of like, okay, yeah, being in Destiny right now, it's weird. We're in a weird space. We're in a weird area, but there's some like hope to everything. There may be like a path where like they kind of cook with the story, and lore wise, they kind of did. Gameplay wise, my god. Having the portals ass, everything was ass, all this ass. And Destiny, I'm not gonna lie, Destiny did feel like it went into a new era, but it just didn't feel right. It didn't feel good. So I think part of us aren't surprised that this happened, but I'm still frustrated beyond fucking belief, because Destiny 2 as an IP has so much legs to work with. You have so many things, so many opportunities, stories that have yet to be really explored in depth when it comes to like stuff like the Arm Kara, stuff like the Nine, stuff like the factions and Lakshmi that got added to in it. We still have stories that haven't been like completely desponded on. Like we are leaving Destiny in a point where Savathun basically told us that she wants to get revenge. Xivu Roth is now just mortal, but is now just out there doing whatever the fuck. Eris Morn is in her own throne world. Like she's like essentially stuck in her own throne world. We don't even really know what's happened with like the lingerings of what the Black Fleet and all that having to do with the darkness and the witness. We got at some point like the potential of the Widower was talking to us at one point during the DLC for the Final Shape. So that was a whole thing. Or I think the raid for the Final Shape that came along with it. There is just so much. And that's only scratching the surface. That's not talking about the potential of what's their outer space, the whole thing that the Nine set up, all that stuff. There's so much there. And it's frustrating that we just don't have any of it. Stuff with Ikora in her past, stuff with Drifter in her past, stuff with like, we kind of touched on Zavala, but there's still stuff with like the Awoken and the Dreaming City and how that's all getting dealt with. Like, fucking, there's so much. There's so much there. There is so much content in Destiny. And I don't want to blame it. I don't want to blame it because there's so many dominoes. There's so many like little stacking dominoes that is the problem. When it comes to Pete Parsons and how he inflated Bungie, all the stupid incubating projects that just were inflated so that Sony can buy it, Sony putting a title leech on Bungie because Bungie's not producing, the weird turnover of apparently like multiple teams like just on each like DLC and not just having the same team. I don't even understand the logic behind that. All this shit, all this bullshit, all this stuff. But god damn it, it's hard to not look at everything. It's hard to not look at the vast majority of bullshit that has happened with Destiny and Bungie and this just whimper of an end that we have and not blame Marathon. I don't want to blame Marathon. I don't want to directly like just sit there and be like, hey, fuck Marathon. But man, it does suck as a Destiny player of a little over 10 years. Like I want you to understand, my adult life does not exist without Destiny. I basically got the Taken King as an early birthday gift from friends who wanted me to play Destiny. And Destiny has been a part of my official adult life ever since I was like 17. From like when I graduated when I was 17 years old, because I started school early, to now. I am 28. Destiny has been in my adult life for 11 years. Just kind of like similar in the way that Dado says. I don't know a portion of my life without Destiny. Half of my life, a little under half of my life, is basically with Destiny. And to see it go out in like a flame of bullshit is insane. Especially with all the shit that we've basically gone over it. I'm not going to even read the fucking 12 that they dropped. Because if you want to, go check out Rakrakis. Go check out Dado. Go check out Ask the Cross. Go check out Fallout Plays. Those are the people that I follow. Hell, give Vice Video a love because he's doing... And again, I'm small. I don't matter. I'm not even a Destiny content creator. But Destiny 2 has just been in my life. And it's so fucking frustrating to see this. And the bullshit. Like, the bullshit that has come out over the weekend when this was announced fucking annoys me. Just the fact of People inside of Destiny, in the dev team, have been pitching multiple ideas of where to take Destiny next, and Sony has not greenlit it. The fact that there was multiple pitches of an actual Xivu Arath DLC, and that was not pitched. Oh my god, hold on. Jesus fucking Christ, you come on. Sorry, my bad, my dog. But the fact that, like, Xivu Arath was pitched multiple times as a potential DLC, which is appropriate, because you have Oryx, who's the Taken King, got his own DLC. You have Savathun, the Witch Queen, got her own DLC. It would only make sense for Xivu Arath to get her own DLC, because she is genuinely in lore that much of a fucking problem. Even though she is mortal, even though she can be killed now, unlike Oryx or Savathun, like, Xivu Arath is still a major fucking problem. And the fact that they shot down DLCs for the third sibling is fucking insanity to me. I don't understand the logic. I think that's the one frustrating thing about all of this. I don't understand what fucking logic Sony would have to not at least try to continue it. Now, when I talked to other friends who were also Destiny 2 players, they did bring up a potential theory, because we actually talked about this not too long ago, but PlayStation, there's like two things recently that might have brought up this change. One thing is that Sony, specifically PlayStation, they have brought up the fact that they're going to try to focus on exclusive games again, and that they're reeling back a lot of their PC releases. Kind of makes sense if you give the sale of the PS4 to the PS5. You look at all that stuff. That does kind of make sense how, like, everything is built and everything is kind of given. And then you look at stuff like oh my god, what was it? What report did I see? There was like the PlayStation stuff. There was one more report that, like, fucked with me. I can't. I'm trying to remember what report. I genuinely can't remember what report. But there was like some type of report where that was, like, announced and stuff like that. Oh my god, I'm trying to remember, because it was PlayStation. And the fact that, like, sorry, I was saying the report, the PlayStation is reeling back a lot of their exclusives, and probably most of their exclusives, and the fact that, like, live service games in general are just, like, not doing that well overall. Like, we've kind of seen that a lot. That it doesn't seem like live services are, like, doing super well right now. And so the overall, like, theory that my friends brought up, and again, this is a theory, Massacre and Assault, I have no insider information of this, is that while there are reports that, like, the potential for other ideas for Destiny 2 might be shot down, it is confirmed that people are still pitching ideas of where to potentially take Destiny next. And so, like, they're like, oh, we might have, like, a single player Destiny type of story, which might be a bit more consistent to do. And there is a lot of lore things with Destiny. So, you know, it would essentially kind of make sense. Maybe take it into, like, a Borderlands situation where, like, it's still a looter shooter, but it's more a looter shooter with, like, a story, which I wouldn't be too against. I wouldn't hate the looter shooter single player story like Destiny. It could work. It's just the two things that hold me back from this is, one, Destiny was a live service game that, like, at the time and even now is so unique compared to, like, anything else. There's stuff like Warframe that is similar, but it's, like, kind of not. And there's other things that, like, are examples of it. So that's why it kind of bothers me Because it's one of those things where it's just like, okay, yeah, you know, those things exist and other stuff like that. But at the same time, you had this live service that, while sure it was down on players, there is still like a massive fan base for it. There still is people who like this game. If you just brought out one good DLC, one DLC that like made like a massive fucking great changes to the game, and you like kept on with that, that's great. Like if you dropped Shadow and Order and you did this like serve it, like all of these like changes that they're doing to try to maintain to the game, you just put it with that DLC. There's a lot of people that would come back. I would come back literally just for SRL. I would come back just for SRL because they announced that and it's like, oh, it's going to be a permanent fixture. Something that should have been a permanent fixture when the game first came out. That's a whole different issue though. But I don't. It's frustrating because I feel like I'm kind of just rattling off the same things that Dado says, but it does suck that we had to get the death of Destiny for them to actually make changes that we wanted, for them to actually do these things that we wanted. It fucking sucks, dude. It fucking sucks beyond belief, and it's just frustrating. It's just frustrating. So, like, and that goes back to the way I feel about Marathon, because I get live service games take a lot, and you did split up the dev team, but you're telling me with a studio of 800 people, you couldn't somehow find a way to balance both of these games? I'm not saying Marathon should have never been made. I'm not saying Marathon shouldn't have died. But, like, there is a world where both of these games exist if Bungie just stops being its worst enemy. Like, genuinely. I'm sorry, I forgot you was live and I'm back. No. Asai. Why am I forgetting how to pronounce your name? Icy. Yeah, Icy. Okay. No, don't worry, Icy. You are fine. It is genuinely all good. Like genuinely, don't worry about it. But yeah, it's there is a world where Marathon can exist. You said it wrong. Isn't it Icy? Or AC? Oh, it's AC. It's AC, right? It's AC. No? Icy? Yeah, okay. No. Okay, AC. It is AC. Okay, so the one that I'm saying now, AC. That's how you say it, right? AC. Okay. All right, good. AC. I just gotta remember that. I just gotta remember more of the initials. I think just AC. That will help me. Honestly. But yeah, dude, there's a world where Marathon and Destiny can coexist. There is a world where Marathon players get their extraction shooters and Destiny players get their looter shooters. I don't know why that's so difficult for Bungie to not understand. Also, I'm gonna be that guy. Yes, Destiny is a 10-year-old game that's not pulling many people, but you also have to remember you ended the story in which the Destiny players were sticking around for. You also changed the massive system, which, by the way, can I mention, I know people probably care a lot more about it, and I like the way they do the perks and other stuff like that, but what you could have done, is take the tier system, you just fucking apply it to the fucking system that we already had. Because you know what we also had in the game that was tier systemed? The motherfucking colored system. We had whites, we had greens, we had blues, we had purples, we had exotics. You could have just brought that back. And most of the Destiny 2 community would have been like, yes, just change how that works. And you're fine. Like, genuinely. Question for you? Yes, AC, what is good? What is your question? Do you have Roblox? My bad, this is so random. No, I do not have Roblox. Like, I know Roblox is a free game, but no, I do not have Roblox. I do not play Roblox. I did play Roblox one time because I think there was like a rhythm game that someone made using the engine for Roblox, but no, I myself do not have Roblox. But, yeah, so like... Oh, that's okay. No, you're good. But yeah, like, when you look at Destiny's player base and how that situation happened, like, there are reasons where it's like, yeah, you could have changed some stuff and you could have probably brought people back, given the fact that Destiny has shown that if you do the right things, the players will come back in droves, versus Marathon, that already in its launch is already competing with, like, Destiny 2 players. A 10-year-old game. And I'm sorry, a new game shouldn't be competing with Destiny 2. And so I feel like the potential logic that they have is that Destiny 2 players... It kind of feels like the logic they have is that Destiny 2 players are, like, choosing between one, and that they're killing Destiny 2 so that Marathon could thrive. Where, like, even if Destiny 2 didn't exist, it might have a bit more players, or might not even, because some of those Bungie Destiny 2 players might not play Marathon if it wasn't for Destiny 2 in the first place. So it's kind of one of those things. Do you think I'm lucky? It can be. I don't know. What's your luck? I'm about to eat McDonald's right now. Oh, McDonald's, you're fine. McDonald's is top tier. You'll be good. Don't worry about it. So, like, I don't know. This whole thing is kind of it's very shitty. It doesn't feel very great, if you ask me. Doesn't feel very great. Doesn't feel good. Doesn't feel right. Doesn't feel super exciting, if you ask me, because it's a lot. There's a lot of shittiness to it. There's a lot of not great feelings to it. So that's just my personal feelings with it. It's kind of ass. It's kind of shit. But yeah, this is it's not great. The whole Destiny thing is not great. I wish it didn't have to come to this. I really did. I really wish that it was in a better state and that we can do things better. But unfortunately, that is not the world that we live in. What is next for Bungie at this point? Yeah, I don't know. I mean, also, the layoffs, I should bring that up as well. The layoffs don't help. There's just, honestly, so much bullshit that has come up recently that it's so hard to keep track of everything. I don't even know how you... I genuinely don't even know how you keep track of everything. It is genuinely harsh. BRB, I'm going to charge my profile. I shouldn't even mean phone. But yeah, go ahead. You do that, man. It's just shitty. It's just shitty. I don't even know what happens with Bungie at this point. Like, if Marathon doesn't bring in the numbers that it's supposed to, I guess they assumed Marathon wasn't going to be, like, the hit banger. But to be this low, like, I don't even want to be that guy. But what's even the Steam charts right now? Marathon Steam charts. God, I'm fucking scared. Maybe it's up, maybe it's down. 9,000 players in 2 minutes and 7,024. Yeah. Again, it's all time, doesn't even match Destiny. And again, I will say, it's a newer game. Maybe it does need some time. Also, extraction shooters in itself are, like, already kind of niche. And again, with Destiny 2, like, what's hold on. Destiny 2 Steam charts. 17,000 people are playing. Destiny 2 has more than Marathon. And that's with the announcement of no more content. Like, do you get that? I'm back. Do you like it? What do I like? Guess. What do you mean, do I like? I mean, if you're talking about Destiny, yes, I do like it. If you're talking about Marathon, I haven't played it, but that's because I don't have an extension. I don't know, my profile. I don't know. I can't really see your profile. Can I click on your profile? Click on your profile. What'd I do for me? Yeah, your profile is pretty cool. Yeah, your profile is cool. I don't mind it. It's cool. But yeah, man, this is just frustrating. This whole thing is just frustrating to me. Especially, you have to remember that Destiny's 2 main player base isn't even on PC. But Marathon's is, and it's lower. I don't even know how you react to that, man. That shit is completely harsh. There is a part of me, I will admit, there is some small part of me, some very, 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 very small part of me that does hope that there is a potential for another. Part of me does hope that there is some part of me that potentially sees that we get like an announcement before the June 9th update. Like, hopefully we get something. We get some form of like talk, or we get something like a surprise of some sort. Maybe they finally decide. Maybe they use this as a reaction. There's so many levels to copium about this that I don't even know how you react to this. I don't even know how you would go about that realistically. But it's shit. It's all shit. And unfortunately, I wish it wasn't shit. I really wish it wasn't shit, but unfortunately, it is in fact shit. Man, so not gonna lie, you're probably gonna see me on Warframe because that's the only other game that I've really enjoyed that's been the closest, and I've already been somewhat a little bit back and forth, a little bit hesitant to it, but yeah, that's like my current state right now. That's like the current state that I'm feeling on. It sucks. It really sucks. I wish it wasn't the case. I like genuinely really wish it was not the case for that, but it is, unfortunately. God, man, this all just fucking sucks. Okay. I will have to. I won't be gone for too long, but I will be back in a little bit. Unfortunately, TikTok does not have a BRB screen, but it does have a BRB screen for everything else, so I'll be putting that on. I will be right back, you guys. So I will skedaddle real quick. So, yes. Hold on. Okay, guys, you play Roblox. You do that. I am also back.